Hey golfers, Sam here. Today for our micro short game lesson we're going to be doing pitching. So between 20 to 60 meters this shot can be used, and it's one of the hardest shots in golf for the social and amateur players, because it actually requires the golfer to be aggressive through the ball and accelerate through the ball, and that's what a lot of people struggle with because the shot is so short. They don't have the confidence to hit through with aggression on these sorts of shots, and that's what creates the spin, is the club head speed and the way the ball reacts to the grooves on the club. So before we start, one thing I'm going to go through quickly is the bounce on your wedge. So it's very important to understand how your wedge is going to react when it hits the turf. So, wedges with lower degrees of bounce will have a sharper leading edge and therefore dig into the turf a lot easier than a club with, say, 10 degrees of bounce, which will have less of a sharp leading edge and bounce off the turf a lot easier. So depending on your sort of technique, it's about matching up that technique with the bounce on your club. So having said that, let's get into it. So for our lesson today, we're going to be doing a 50-meter pitch shot, and in the vision above you'll be able to see exactly how the ball should react if the shot is struck properly. So it should take a couple of bounces, check up, and maybe roll out another half a meter or meter or so. Okay, so first thing we'll go through is our setup. Feet will be slightly left of target again, with our club face pointing towards the target. This is again to allow room for the club to swing through on such a short shot, with quite a narrow stance as well. Okay, now you'll notice as well, before I hit each pitch shot, you'll see my hands and my wrist and generally my whole sort of body has a little bit of a forward press, so my weight presses towards the left side. This is to ensure that the hands lead the club head through impact, so not the opposite. So what a lot of people do is they try and scoop the ball, and they try and let the club face or the club head lead into the ball, whereas we want the hands to be leading into the ball, because the hands are just an extension of the club face. Okay, so it's very important to have nice firm wrists through impact, no real rotation of the wrist through impact. And you'll see here as well, the second point I want to go through is the body movement. Okay, so you see through impact on these shots, my body is actually facing towards the target. Okay, so that's the one big thing with amateurs and social golfers. They sort of hit a chip shot and their feet are sort of stuck in mud. Okay, so you really got to get a bit of movement through the ball and let the body sort of face the target after impact. Alright, so everything will come through and face towards the target. So understanding your weight distribution and weight transfer on this sort of shot, even though it is a small shot, we still need to transfer our weight because we are coming in with quite a lot of club head speed. So if you're not transferring that weight properly with that club head speed, it's just not gonna come out properly. It's just gonna come out too hard, no spin, which will of course lead to the one where you're thin and it goes 80 meters over the green, the one where you hit fat and you decelerate and it goes 10 meters in front of you. So these are all things we can avoid with proper weight transfer. So 3 key points to take away from our lesson. Firstly, we want our hands to be leading into impact, so no scooping with the club head. Secondly, we want that nice lower body weight transfer through impact towards the target, so our body facing towards the target at the end of the shot. And lastly, nice firm wrists to hold that follow through. Feel free to ask any questions in the comments as well. Thanks for watching.